everybody, Camelia here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video I would like to share with you my finished McCall's 7842, this shirt. And if you saw my previous two videos, probably you are curious to see what all those changes had as a result. So in this video I'm going to walk you through how I sewed the shirt and how the changes that I made in the previous two videos worked for me. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Camelia, known in the sewing world as Calcedonia Sewing, and I try to post a few times a month videos about sewing, of course, related sewing tutorials, reviews, a bit of pattern reviews, and you know, in general sewing stuff, what I'm crazy about. So if you are new, please consider to subscribe to my channel and do like the videos. If you like them, give me thumbs up. That will help me a lot to know that people are enjoying my content, and I would really like to hear from you in the comments. So let's go now to talk about the shirt. So in the last two videos on the channel, I talked about the McCall 7842, and this is the Palmer Pledge pattern, and as usual they are advising that tissue fitting method, and in the first video I did a little bit of that, and based on that I made some changes on the paper. In the second video I made a test garment with that adjusted pattern, and actually I made two test garments, and you see there what decisions I made based on the test garments, like adding a bust dart. And in the second test garment I decided I wanted the bust dart a little bit higher. I made a narrow shoulder adjustment. I brought the shoulder seam point a little bit in. And what did I do more? I think that was it. Besides the swayback adjustment in the first video and adding a little bit bust width in the first video. So with the last pattern that I adjusted in the previous video, in the second video, this is the shirt I have. I know I was talking, I showed some options. I have here that fabric for the you know, for the shirt in the first video, where I showed my options for fabric, and this one was the one that I liked the most, and I'm still convinced that this will make a really nice shirt for this pattern. So this is going to stay on the side to make the shirt again. I think this is more casual, but when I was watching through my fabrics, I wanted something flowy, so I decided to make it in this one. Is a crepe, is a rayon crepe, which it happened to be in my stash in two colors. I don't know how that happened, but I decided on the darker one because the lighter one is a little bit see-through, and I will show you in a minute. I'll take my shirt off, put another one, and I will show you that there are some parts here that they are getting overlapped, and I think in a fabric that is a little bit see-through, I think you'll see all those parts that they are overlapping, and I don't know if that is really is nice. I don't think so. So that was the decision for the fabric. I still need to decide if I want to, and probably I'm going to put them. I will need to sew the tabs, you know, in one of in C, in version C here you see that they use some sleeve tabs to keep the sleeves up, and I think I need to add those if I want my sleeves up, because this fabric is a little bit slippery, I think. Or, you know, I don't think they are going to stay in place. No, you see, they are falling. So that was the decision for the fabric. I wanted something flowy, and I decided on this one. It feels really nice. I have no words. Also, in the first video, you know, I added that hidden bottom placket, and I'm really happy I did it, because in the original pattern there are different pieces of fabric that they are making this hidden bottom placket, and I'm sure that I would have here a lot of bulk with all those seams. So I do have some bulk, because of course there are some layers of fabric, but much lesser. So the hidden bottom placket worked really nice. To be honest, it is a while since I made a hidden button placket for last, and I was thinking when I need to make the buttons, the buttonholes. So I did make those before I top stitch the placket, in order to be sure that I can get with my sewing machine really easily here between the layers. And definitely you need to do that before you put the color, because then it's getting really crowded here. I do have buttonhole here up, but I don't think I'm going to wear this like this. Something else I noticed, because of the shape of the collar, you really need to be, or I had to be careful. I did put all the notches on my piece because of the shape. The first impulse is to sew it upside down, but there are the notches only on one side. So if you see that, you know that you are good. Another big change I made was to this part. I know in this print is of course really difficult to see, but that flap that is overlapping here and is coming to the front with the corners. In the original pattern is cut double layered, so you are cutting the lower back piece, you are cutting it 2 times, and then you sew them right sides together, you turn it, and then you have a self-lined piece that is actually top stitched on the shirt. I didn't want to have 2 layers of fabric because I was thinking there's going to be a lot of hanging on my back. So I made it only in 1 layer. It's only 1 layer, and of course in the original being 2 layers it's easy to top stitch, but I just turned the seam allowance and just top stitch around, and then going here with the hem. I hope you can see. Yes, you can see. So that was really easy, and that makes the shirt of course much lighter than putting 2 layers of fabric in the back. And that was it. I think I have no other changes. I think I did write something here. Oh yeah, I wrote down to remember that for the color I interfaced both of the layers, and because this fabric, you know, when you cut it, is going a little bit all directions, so to be sure that my color is going to be a little bit on shape, I did block fuse a piece of, so block fuse, what is that? I fused a piece of fabric big enough to fit my color. I fused it first and then I cut it. I cut the color, and like this I know that I have the color in the exactly the shape that must be, because otherwise if I usually in the past I was cutting the fabric and then cutting the piece of interfacing and stick it together, but then you need to still have your pattern piece to see if your piece of fabric did not stretch out of shape, especially when you work with fabrics like this, very flowy and very that they are moving around. So I fused a piece of fabric and cut the color after, and that made it really easy. And that's it, I think. I'm going to put it off because I really want to show you how the inside is looking. Something else, you know, I moved the dart. In the previous, my dart was straight as per the pattern and it was somewhere here. I moved it, I moved the point only 2 centimeters higher, and now it's somewhere here. And I know it's difficult to see, but it's a little bit slanted, and that I really like that, how it's looking. And for the rest, I'm not sure if I should tack these corners a little bit. Also, I did take care when I had to top stitch this piece to turn this part of the seam allowance, to turn it down, to be sure that it's going to fall down and that I don't need to see this little edge here. So I think now it's looking okay. I think it's a really pretty shirt. Even if I say that myself, I know. But in the end, I am really happy with my changes. Also here, the shoulder seam is exactly on my shoulders, and I really like that, because that I think it's very important to have the shoulders very well fitted, because like that everything is hanging nice and straight, and of course the shirt is really comfortable. The armhole, it has a good length, is not too high, not too low, and I think I'm really happy about this pattern. So I'm going to take it off for a moment and changing something else to show you how the inside is looking. I think it's interesting to see. So I have the shirt off, and I really hope you can see this. This is the back, and as you can see, oops, that's my microphone, sorry. So this is the back of the shirt, and as you can see here, the shirt is the lower back is top stitched on the back, which is only, the back is just a little bit, it's just a piece, a short piece. It's coming just maybe 10 centimeters from the armhole down, and then you have to finish off that piece of bodice from the back. You need to finish that off before you are stitching the lower part. And then here is the side seam. Let me see, where is it? Here is the side seam, and this short one is from the back, which I just overlocked, serged, and this flap here, let me see, like this is from the front part that is getting also finished with a double hem, and then on top of it I got this piece. Let me see, where is it now? This piece that is getting stitched onto the front shirt. So I think that's also from the inside, that makes a very neat looking shirt. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with all the changes I made, and you know, all that time and being picky about the fit, I think it did really pay off, because like this I have a shirt that I really like and it's really comfortable. I still need to decide what I want to have with those sleeves, if I want to have the tabs only to keep them a little bit high on the arm if I want, or I'm just going to let it like this. I really like this little collar. It was really easy to put on. I used the burrito method or the back method to sew this little bit here at the beginning of the collar, to be sure that I will not have any big lumps or stuff like that. And then I did sew the rest of it by hand. I almost never do these kind of things, but I was thinking that with this one is going to fit really nice not to have any top stitching on the collar, because I don't know, it's a little bit more dressier fabric and I wanted to keep it clean. So this is it. This was my adventure making the McCall's 7842. I really enjoyed the process, and I think making the toiles using that old bed sheet made it really enjoyable, because then I know that I can cut stuff and I can write on it, and I can, you know, I can do whatever I want. I'm not a big fan of making wearable test garments, because then I stress again about the fit and about the fact that I don't want to destroy the fabric. So making the test garments in a fabric that I really don't care about, it was really enjoyable. And in the end I have a blouse that I really enjoy. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and this little series, please let me know in the comments. I really love hearing your opinions about my videos. And the next pattern that I'm going to make, I think is going to be, well, in the meantime I have a tutorial planned for a designer stitch pattern that is coming out, I think, in a week or two, and I really want to make a tutorial for that one. It's going to be something really nice. And for the channel, a little bit recently I want to make, I'm going to make this pattern. Well, I have this piece of fabric, is from Minerva, and I decided on this pattern, but then Named came with their collection this 2 days or 3 days before, 3 days ago, and they have a little bit a similar dress, and I still need to decide if I want to have that dress in this fabric or I'm going to make the McCalls. But anyway, in this case, in any case, I'm going to make again a test garment to be sure that I'm on the right path, or at least in this case, for a dress like this so long, I'm not going to make the whole dress, but I'm going to make maybe the bodice with that waist piece to be sure that that is sitting on the right place. you know, that everything is sitting in the right place. So that's next on the channel, or the McCalls in this fabric, or the latest maxi dress from Named. I cannot remember the name. I bought that one, and also that other jumper with a really interesting ribbing neck. So thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you next time here. Bye!